All right, I'm going to try this one again, and I'm going to try it again. I just think this is really, really a good video. It's going to be very off the cuff, but let me try to keep it to 6 minutes. First of all, it's December 13th. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm not sure of the title on this, but I'll tell you what my intention is. If you're interested, and this has happened recently, people want to know, how do you even check it out? How do you take a step on the path? And maybe it's not your path, but how do you check it out? So I hope this will provide you a couple avenues. And I'm going to say another thing, and this is the second reasoning behind this. I think it's vital that everyone find their own path. What communicates and aligns to you? Now, I know that I've tried various paths, and they worked and then didn't work. And even in Vedanta and Hinduism, I thought it was great. The great Ramakrishna checked out the Muslim, Christianity, and he was born and raised Hindu, and that's how he ended up, but he loves them all. And I think that's extremely powerful. And as you know, one of the great sayings is many paths, same end, same God, same consciousness. And I think it's vital that we find our own path. Find what communicates to you. In fact, there are stories in the book, I'll bring it up, on the Ramakrishna and his disciples, where it talks about finding a guru, and you had to do that back then. And, it talked about people meeting a guru saying, that's not the guy I want. They went somewhere else. And maybe they went with that guru for a while and then switched. And the great Ramakrishna checked out various religions, loved them, absolutely adored the Muslim faith and Christianity. So I think that's really, really important. And I'm just going to add two other little ideas, two principles dear to me. Number one is no dogma. I think people need to be able to move around and find their path. And anything that says this is the only way, well, maybe you better look at their words, because they might not really believe that. But no dogma allowed. It reminds me, I think it was Steve Jobs when he gave a commencement speech or something at Stanford, that was his comment, no dogma. And he practiced Vedanta Hinduism. But the second one is many paths, same God, which I've already mentioned. And I think those two principles are very, very important. So I've shown the books. Here they are again. I want to take that off. And I want to get into this gentleman that I think is absolutely fabulous. And since it's not so much a book age anymore, it's all about the internet and videos, I want to bring this guy up. So here's his picture, the great Swami Sarvapriyananda. He's still active. I believe he's 54. You can look him up. He's on Wikipedia. And he's in charge of the Vedanta Society, the senior Swami in New York. And he lectures everywhere. I've seen him out here in Sacramento. And yeah, he's all over the place. I think he even goes to Harvard or Yale or some of the schools out there in the East, Columbia. And he gives talks. And I think he's great. And I think, first of all, he's got a good old accent. My wife and I kind of snicker at it and laugh at it. What was that word there? But he is fabulous. And he makes it very entertaining and now. For example, he might be talking about how your mind or your body is not you. And then he might say, let me give you an example. It's like an automobile. That's not you. You are not an Uber. But he's he's 54 years old. And he's out there talking now. And what's really fabulous about him is you can Google him, and let me just bring this up. And display. There you go. And you can learn about all the religions of India as far as I can tell. So for example, up here, the Four Noble Truths, that's Buddhism. That's Buddhism. Teachings of Ramakrishna, that of course is the Vedanta Hindu. Mindfulness will be more of a Buddha thing, I believe. I practice mindfulness sometimes in my meditation. I've noticed there's a few others down here. There's some that said, if you're depressed, try this. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's one, the heart of the Bhagavad Gita. I have a friend that went through, I think it's about 100 audios that walks you through the whole Bhagavad Gita. Fantastic. There's some on Christianity, how to meditate, the essence of Vedanta. I mean, you can go through here and just find what is it that's screaming out to you that you want to learn. Paths to silence the mind. I mean, I could go over this and walk. This is just fantastic. Just fantastic. I love them. I love them. The goal of meditations. Best way to pray. That's interesting. Bhagavad Gita some more. I bet just did one on karma yoga. That was just my viewpoint. But he will take it on and explain it all. And there's no dogma. No dogma allowed. So I just wanted to pass that on. I've seen people change their lives by this great Swami. And I would even argue that in the 1700s, 1800s, you read some of the books I've read, and they say, go find a guru, just like the Beatles did in 1960. They went to India to find a guru. I would argue that here, I hope I'm not saying something that somebody would disagree with, but quite frankly, I don't care. I think this man can fill that role, and eventually you evolve your path. And I think that's very, very powerful. Very powerful. What else? Yeah. I guess that's about it. Find the books. Find this great Swami. Google him. And find your path and evolve your path. It's great. It's great. If you're going to be a seeker, yeah, it's great. All right. There you go.